shit, I wanna enter the WTA tournaments, but I don't know how. I think I'm already like perfect tennis player.
What's wrong?
You know, I wanna play tennis and wanna start to play in WTA tournaments because you saw how I play. I think I'm already like top 20 for sure.
And what's the problem?
Help me! I just don't know. I just don't know how to do it. What I need to do first. Like, can you help me?
I can explain you. Then you do it yourself, okay? I explain you, then you enter yourself, okay?
Okay.
Давай.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Okay, she will help me enter the WTA tournament, and she will help you as well.
WTF.
Help us, please.
Oh, maybe it's
Please help us.
Wait, it has to be the name for the channel. WTF tour. You know what is the explanation.
Yeah. Okay, help us now. Tell us about everything, please.
I will try.
I'm begging you, please help me. I feel that this is my destiny.
So, education episode.
Educational episode. Let's start.
Ciao cacao everyone. So, today I'm gonna try to explain you how to what? Okay, ciao. So guys, today I'm gonna try to explain you how tennis players organize their life outside of the tennis court. So, starting from the tournament entries and ending with leaving the tournament. So, let's start. I'm gonna start with a very simple, basic one. I will introduce you to something that every pro tennis player have. So, in order to compete in WTA or ATP Tour, tennis player needs to have a player zone. Player zone is the website where you can check your entries, enter the tournaments, withdraw from the tournaments, check all the information about the tour actually. There you can find many contacts, important contacts, and it's just something you need to be able to compete on WTA. So if you want to compete on WTA Tour, you need to buy WTA Player Zone membership. You can also compete without this membership, but only if the tournament provides you with the wildcard. So if you don't get a wildcard, you cannot compete even on the 125,000 WTA. We have different kind of memberships, actually just two. The basic one, which costs $1,500 a year, it's a basic one which personally I'm using. For example, you just pay $1,500 a year and you can using the player zone, playing the tournaments, and just, you're a full member of the WTA Tour. And the second option, it's more expensive one. You got a full insurance plus all the things which you got as a basic member, plus you got the insurance, and altogether it costs $5,000 a year, which is pretty expensive, but some of the players, they're using it, especially the ones who live in US, because everyone knows that the insurance is a very useful thing there, and many players are using it. Also on Player Zone you can check the accommodation information, transportation. For example, you can check the official hotels, the cost of the hotels, what is the distance from the hotel to the site, when you can start practicing on the site, or just all the information you need before you are traveling. Player needs to organize his calendar, which is much easier if you are top 30, top 50, and getting really difficult if your ranking cannot secure a spot in tournaments which are your first priority. However, you still need to organize your trip, right? Which is not easy, because I'm not talking now about the top level guys. I mean, top level guys, you know who I'm talking about, who can just give all the responsibility in the hands of their managers, and they will organize everything, and the player needs to just arrive to the airport. I'm talking about biggest majority of the tennis players who has to organize all the things by their own. So when you know your next destination, the first thing you have to do is to check the flight tickets, of course. And you get really lucky if the tournament where you're playing is the city with the airport nearby. So the transportation can easily find you and bring you to the hotel, to the site, wherever you need to go. Because, for example, Indian Wells, it's not the case. Because if you're arriving to Los Angeles airport, which is 3 hours driving from Indian Wells, tournament is not going to provide you with the official transportation, and you have to rent a car by yourself and drive 3 hours to the site, which is a bit complicated, especially after, I would say, 15 hours of traveling from Europe to Los Angeles. We actually have the special application where you can book the hotels, transportation, the credentials, basically all these also very important things. This application calls WTA Uno, and most of the tournaments are using this application, and through this one you're making all your credentials, hotel reservations and transportations. Before we were using just emails. My brother is saying that was actually a bit easier for him, but progress is moving forward. So how I do it normally for the long flights, for example, if I go to Australia or United States, I have a travel agent who helps me with the tickets, flight tickets, because it's just easier. Normally agents, they can find the better deals, they can modify the bookings all the time. So if you need to add additional destination, or you want to make an upgrade or whatever, for agent it's much easier to do this job. But when we're traveling inside the Europe, for example, I do everything myself, because it's just it's much easier. I just go on the website and I buy tickets, and I don't need to, I don't need the upgrades. It's okay to go with the economy up to 5 or 6 hours. It's not a problem. There is additional challenge for the players who requires visa to go somewhere. For example, I need visa to go almost anywhere in the world, and I have to take care about it by myself. So I do all the visas and everything. I go to the embassies, I'm applying for visa, I have to hire people who help me, for example, with the visas to US, and it's just, I would say it's a pain in the ass, because it takes a lot of time, energy, and of course, money. So when your flights are booked, hotel is preparing your room, and the transportation knows when you arrive, it's time to pack your bags. But there's nothing new. I mean, everyone is packing their bags the way they used to. Just most important thing is not to forget your rackets. And actually tennis shoes, also very important. Two most important things in the bag of a tennis player. And very important, don't forget to fill in your whereabouts, which is a doping control application. So every single day we have to provide 1 hour slot for WADA about our locations, in case to be potentially tested. If they are coming to a location which you put in the application and you are not there, you get 1 missed test. And if you get 3 per year, you get banned, unfortunately. So, very important thing we have to do every day. We have to provide 1 hour of our slot where they can find us, except for the tournament, because on the tournament, during the competition, they can take you after the match, for example. The thing is, they can take you, most of the times, they're taking us after we finish the tournament, so after we lose the match. But sometimes they're taking us for testing even after a winning match, which is a bit tough, especially if you know that you have to play tomorrow, for example, and you need to prepare for the next match, and at the same time you need to be in front of another person. A bit weird, to be honest. As soon as your competition is finished, you have to change your status in the application from competition to out of the competition, so they can again come to you during 1 hour any day where you're gonna be. So, arriving to the tournament, we have a hospitality. The tournament provides hospitality. Main draw player gets 6 nights covered by the tournament. And the shitty thing to say is that the players from qualification got just 2 nights covered. So they can arrive just 1 day before the tournament starts, and if they lose, they have to leave the next day. Of course, if they keep winning the matches, the hospitality prolongs. But to be honest, 2 days is just, it's not enough, I would say. Also, we've been provided with the free food, of course. Different tournaments have different systems. Some of the tournaments, they give, for example, free meals for player plus coach, and then for another members of your team, you have to pay from your pocket. Or some of the tournaments, they have just a restaurant, and everyone with a credential, they can just come and eat as much as they want. Actually, the same applies for the rooms. Player got just 1 room for free, and in case he has a, coach coming with him, physiotherapist or whoever he wants to bring with him, he needs to pay extra, which is a big thing for the budget. And I know that many ATP players, they are sharing their rooms with their coaches to save the money. After you finish your tournament, it's time to get your prize money. The sad part about it is that you have to pay taxes. We are paying taxes in the country where we earn this money straight away. So we're coming to the prize money office, they give us a paper receipt, and there is already prize money with the deducted taxes. And anyway, tennis player needs to hire a person who will help him with the taxes, the tax advisor, because it's just impossible for the tennis player to know all the tax laws in every country of the world, and nobody wants to go to jail, so that's why it's +1 to the budget. Actually, -1 from the budget. And I think that everyone knows, most of the people knows that some of the countries are easy with the tax laws, some countries are really difficult. For example, in France, you pay taxes. First taxes you pay straight when you get your prize money, and then during the year you need to provide more information. Sorry, I'm not a big expert. I have my tax advisor. I'm paying all my taxes, but I'm just, very difficult for me to explain all these things. But France and Great Britain are one of the most difficult countries in terms of the tax procedures. So I've got a lot of help from my tax advisor. And don't forget, after the tournament is finished, you need to pay salary, bonuses to your team members. I'm not gonna tell you the numbers because all the players have different agreements with their teams, but trust me, it's a lot of money. And tennis players are paying everything by themselves. We don't have teams who support us, we don't get salaries, fixed salaries, we are earning as much as we deserve, I would say. So if you won the tournament, you deserve the biggest prize money. If you lose the first round, you deserve money for the first round prize money. So yeah, and we have to cover all the expenses for us, for our teams, for additional expenses. Everyone has their own expenses. So and we have to book flights by ourselves, sometimes with the help of the travel agents. So I hope this video was useful for you guys. Thank you for watching. Ask more questions, I will be happy to answer you, and enjoy the channel. Subscribe, comments, likes.
I hope she made it clear. I'm sure she made it clear, and
I tried.
It will help some.
I tried. There are my notes.
You were a little bit tight, right?
Yeah, I mean, first time I do this kind of format, talking like this to the camera, but I hope you
enjoyed.
You enjoyed, and I hope my English was okay to understand everything. No, perfect, no? If you didn't understand something, text, put in the comments, and maybe we'll answer in the next video or under the video. Let's see how it's gonna work. And that was a bit different video compared to the ones we had from the tournaments, but this week there's no events, so there was the small idea how to make a content. So.
И да, друзья, те, кто переживает, что на русском ничего не будет, мы прислушались к вам, и между собой мы с Дашей будем разговаривать в наших следующих влогах на русском, да.
Да, и с русскоговорящими участниками тоже будем говорить на русском.
Остальные какие-то вещи, там, не знаю, факты о турнире, разговоры, понятно, с иностранцами будут на английском, вот, так что не переживайте. И see you in Stuttgart, guys!
Едем за Porsche.
Bye! Прихорашивайся пока там. Чао, кака.
Будем проверять, не будем? Похуй.
Чао, какао, гайс. Хватит ржать. Все, ладно, иди давай. Моя сладкая булочка, иди сюда. Ты делаешь паузу, ты вот договорила.
Скажите, даун.
Говорила текст, секундочку, подожди.
Даун.
И потом смотри в экран, чтобы мне было легче.
Ты ж можешь засекать, формировать? Почему я сказала манусом, блядь? Манус, я типа имела в виду, типа... Ну хуёво, короче. Блядь, не так вообще все. Сложно.